Good afternoon, my name is David Norris, MD of Envirosolar. Today I've come out to see one of our customers in Chelmsford, Mr Chaplin. Afternoon, Mr Chaplin.
Afternoon.
Mr Chaplin's one of our customers and has now been installed with the Magic Heating Box for approximately 8 months. And we've come here really to visit the house to see that 8 months on how Mr Chaplin finds the system, and probably, the heading living with the system, to see how the radiators have been performing and the initial savings that we can see that are coming through from the installation that was done. This case study is a little bit different to a normal customer because we've actually helped Mr Chaplin with testing with our technical department from the R&D, and basically today is just to catch up with Mr Chaplin to see how he's getting on with his system. And obviously it's been 8 months now. It'd be good to hear from yourself exactly how living with the system's been in your own words.
Right, okay, thank you, yes. Well, one thing I did notice was a slightly quicker warm-up of the house because the radiators are now hot from top to bottom, and again we've had a check on that, and that is certainly the case. And we did check before the installation was done with the Magic Box, so we know that the radiators were rather stratified, and now they're not. And of course one of the good things about having this fitted was the system was properly flushed beforehand, and the system was 15 years old or thereabouts, and also we've got new thermostatic radiator valves, which is probably good because they don't last forever. So it sort of rejuvenated the system somewhat. I've used my own thermostat because I like that one, and I've got 2 stages on that. So I've got a comparison between now and the previous system without the Magic Box. So I've kept that. And because the one that was a bit weird was the control box, but I've got used to that now. And the easiness in really it is to override. But at first I struggled with it, but now I've got used to that. It's a useful little box to control the system.
You touched there on the control unit. Obviously, the good thing about today is that I have a system myself. I've had a system now for 1 year, and I'm pleased to say after some rigorous testing from our department, last month we at home saved 40% on our oil usage, which was massive. Straight away we've noticed that we've been ordering less oil, and the house is getting up to speed very quickly, as you mentioned. The other thing that my wife has experienced is in the top floor of the house, of an evening, we're even finding it a little bit too warm at the moment. Obviously with colder weather to come, I'm sure we'll enjoy that factor in a few months' time. So how have you experienced the heat transfer that's coming through the RAD? You touched on the fact that you had some, what was the testing that was done on the RAD pre-installation and after?
Right, we used infrared, I used an infrared thermometer, top and bottom, and there was at least 5 degrees difference.
Sure.
But now we know there's only perhaps 1 or 2 degrees different. And the radiators do heat up more quickly. And the one in the kitchen was always been a bit slow to heat up, now heats up with the rest. And of course the other thing is there's no balancing of the system to worry about. Because the water's going around very fast, it's not noisy. You can sometimes just hear it, which is sort of comforting. But there's no worry about having to balance the system, which if it's not done well, you never ever can get it sort of just right.
Yeah, correct.
But the thermostatic valves look after things superbly well, really.
Sure. And you mentioned obviously the fact that you've seen a difference already in some of your readings. We're now coming into obviously a period of time where we hope that the test results are going to show some really positive figures. And we'd love the opportunity to work with you throughout that process. It's great that you're local to our HQ. And you've obviously formed a good relationship with a couple of our chaps in the department, and we'll continue to take some readings. And I'm sure it's going to be a great case study for us.
Well, I hope so. I've been away quite a bit just recently, so it meant that we haven't had the house at 19 or whatever. 19 and a half is what I normally hold it at. I've dropped it right down while we're away.
When it comes to one thing that I'm really involved in is customer service. From start to finish, how would you say the company performed from an installation point of view, communication, and how you've been looked after throughout the processes?
That went very smoothly. Having signed up to have the system with Barry, the paperwork came through quite smoothly.
Sure.
The installation date, we managed to find a date.
Yes.
That went according to plan. Fantastic team who did it.
Right.
We got on really well because fitting something like that into an existing house is never easy. I know my house quite well. I had some ideas of where it might go,
Sure.
but by negotiation and having a bit more understanding of
Yes.
what the box did and everything, we realised the airing cupboard was in fact the best place.
Yeah.
And having resolved that, the lads did a wonderful job, and we had a good rapport.
Excellent. Okay, well, on behalf of the company, once again, Mr. Chaplin, I'd like to thank you personally for all of your help. We look forward to having a good relationship with you moving forward,
Thank you.
keeping up the customer satisfaction. And now we're coming into the peak time. I'm sure the results are going to be fantastic. I think your initial savings and percentages have been done on the off season.
Yes.
We're now
Yes.
very much coming into the on season.
Yes.
And once again, we thank you and look forward to working with you.
Well, I will just say I'm looking forward to a little bit of cold weather, just to see how it really does perform.
Well,
Not everybody wants cold weather, but I'm itching to know exactly how it will compare with last spring, which was really cold, wasn't it?
Indeed. Okay, well, thanks very much to Mr. Chaplin, and we look forward to seeing some positive results in the future.
Yes,
Thank you.
I